Hey everyone, I'm Army Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 2 of the library book edition reaction / first impression video. In this video, I'm just looking through the books, the new addition to the books, and giving you guys my thoughts on whether or not I think a monster should be there or shouldn't be there. So in the last video, I talked about good legion and evil legions. There's a lot of monsters that just appear to be misplaced. Let's see if it's the same thing for superheroes and families. So I'm gonna click on superheroes and we have 1 rare and 3 epics. Trevor, Super Panda, Freedom, Feather, and Rascal. So taking a look at Trevor, I didn't even know this monster was a hero. The Celtic druids used to go to a mountain to pick clovers for their potions. One day an old druid accidentally dropped a bottle of potion and spilled the liquid over the mountain, which came alive. Oh, so he's a mountain. He's like Oros's brother. That was the birth of Trevor, so no indication whether he's actually a hero, but I'll take their word for it. Super Pandoff, I don't think he needs much explanation. He's Pandoff, but super. Pandoff, a nice wizard by day and superhero by night. If you need a Super Pandoff, just call his name and he will come to your aid. That is also good legion material in my opinion. Freedom Feathers next. If you want a free land, you have to fight for it. But after the fight, you should follow the democratic mechanisms that legitimate your cause. Freedom Feather can do both. Win a war or sign a declaration of independence, just like that. So we have Freedom Feather, who's also a superhero. And lastly is Rascal, who looks nothing like a superhero, maybe a supervillain. Rascal loves to torment all neat freaks. When he goes through the walls, he leaves a pink shade on them that is impossible to erase. He's not a very discreet monster. Why exactly is he? I guess he's more indicative of a supervillain. This is the kind of monster that superheroes would face, so I guess that makes sense. Even though it's a superheroes, I guess that's inclusive of supervillains, which I guess Ultrabot is going to be here. Let's take a look at page 2. We have Captain Legends, Vanoss, Mercurius, Lux, Thunder, and Super Tomato. Really interesting choices. I'm a little confused as of right now, but let's take a look at Captain Legends. I just recently got this monster. Look at that little guy. Rocks have never before had such a sense of justice. This is Captain Legends. Tough, strong, severe, but also honorable. A must-have in the monster superhero collection. Definitely fitting of superheroes. Vanoss is also here. This Canadian owl-like monster loves to get all his adventures on film and then post them to the YouTube. His videos are pretty impressive, so his enemies fear him and the girls love him. Seems more like not superhero. I get it though. I believe this is Night Owl from what I've been told, and he is supposed to be a hero, so makes sense that he's here. Mercurius, I did not know was a superhero. He is godly, but I don't know if he's a superhero. Known for his speed and eloquence, usually entrusted with urgent communications. Be wary of his trickery though. He will do anything to get his way. That does not seem very good. He is a fox after all. Beware of his trickery. I don't know if he qualifies as a superhero. I can see this monster being a deity book, but I don't know if he's superhero material. Lux is definitely a superhero. The energy inside Lux is immense. It is said that she can fight all dark monsters on her own. Wouldn't you like to find out if it's true? Heck no. So here we have a superhero that takes on dark monsters, definitely fitting of this book. Thunhair is confusing to me. Let's see. The Easter Hare is the judge that used to bring eggs to good people. In the New Kingdoms, however, the Thunhair delivers magical justice and punishes bad actions. Everyone is wary since his arrival. Ah, this monster should be in good legions. He actually might be. I'm not sure. I forgot what the first 3 pages were. I don't think he is, but I don't know if he's a superhero but he's definitely a good monster. Next up is Super Tomato, and anyone that has super in their name is bound to be a superhero. It is said that whoever takes a bite of this potion will become unstoppable. However, to this day, no one has been able to touch him, let alone take a bite. Thus, the story remains a legend. Will you be the hero to devour Super Tomato? So if he is a superhero, it kind of sucks that his ability is to give a monster immense power, but only by being consumed. So I don't know if that's the kind of superhero I would want to be. But nonetheless, he's definitely a superhero. Let's take a look at page 3, and we have Pyrotech. Interesting, an epic on the 3rd page. Megapolaris, Spherenus, Voltic, the Firestorm, Malaire, Cyan, Darude. And so I'm clearly not surprised that Voltic is on here, but why isn't Voltic also in the Evil Legions? Because if they can put a monster like TAIGA in Evil Legions, why can't they put a monster like Volt? You know what? I just thought of something. Why isn't General Thetis in Evil Legions? I know I'm ranting and this is supposed to be part 2, but Thetis was gonna kill baby Varamagmas until Hydrotella went against her. She was gonna kill a bunch of baby monsters. If anything, Thetis deserves to be in Evil Legions. Why TAIGA? I don't know. Let's go into this video. Pyrotech. I thought this guy was just a firework. Why is he a superhero? He's just a firework. There's nothing wrong with fireworks if they're handled responsibly, but Pyrotech is all about recklessness. He loves to light them at the same time and just watch them explode. So this is probably more indicative of a supervillain or just a villain, so I guess I can see that. Megapolaris, not only does he hate living organisms, he also despises good robots who have betrayed other machines to team up with living creatures. Now he is single-handedly trying to make machines rule the universe. He is definitely supervillain material. I'm really surprised that Ultra Ball isn't on here though, because they can definitely make a good team, a good evil supervillain team. Sphereness definitely deserves to be on here. He is the Prince of the Dark Seas. His plan to rule the world includes forcing all surface creatures to live in ponds and rivers while water monsters get to lands and oceans. Definitely supervillain material. Voltic, as we all know, the star boy, the poster child of superheroes, until we find out that he betrayed his best friend Tessaday. Voltic is a superhero as quick as thunder. I'm just gonna leave it there. He's a good hero, he has a big ego, there's a bit of rivalry going on between him and Firestorm, but again, Tessaday, can't forget about him, can you, Voltic? Next up is a Firestorm, who obviously all these monsters were in the superhero maze. A superhero so strong that can carry meteorites as if they were ping pong balls, and so hot that ladies literally melts whenever he comes close. That's not really good, that they literally melt, so that's kind of sad. He kind of maybe, possibly, perhaps kills some innocent lady monsters without trying to. He's on fire. Next up is Malaire, who is definitely an evil villain. He used to be an important sorcerer in charge of protecting the earth against magical threats, so he used to be good. One day, just to see how it felt, he decided to try using a little black magic. And he was curious, so curiosity got the best of him. He used black magic, it consumed him and turned him into the path of evil. So your classic story of a good monster turning bad. Malaire definitely deserves to be in this book. Next up is Cyan, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a superhero. Of course she is, she heals monsters. She is the heroine that this green world needs, because the only thing scarier than evil contamination industries is a woman with bad temper. If they try to dump hazardous waste, she will shove it down their throats. Talking to you, Dr. Hazard. That is a funny description. Next up is Darude, who's also a super villain. Tough, strong, and dumb. He is a villain for hire. He doesn't have a strong personality, so all he does is destroy whoever he is told to destroy. So definitely fitting. I think this page definitely falls more in line with what it's supposed to be, a superhero book. As for page 2, however, I'm still a little confused. As for page 1, to me personally, Super Pandoff makes sense, and I see Rascal being a super villain. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, SP are the creators. They can put whatever monsters they want into the books. It's just really fun to analyze the monsters and see whether or not they deserve to be there. And so lastly, we have the Families book. Let's see which monsters are in here. Page 1 is the post-apocalyptic era monsters, Rex, Nexor, and Roxanne. I'm not really going to go over these monsters because they are definitely a family, they definitely deserve to be here. Let's take a look at page 2. We have Reptile, Little Red Fairy Cap, Blockheart, Toy Master, Mr. Scratch. I'm not exactly sure how this page is organized. We have Little Red and Mr. Scratch, who are fairy tale monsters. We have Reptile, who's just like a dad's tie. We have Blockheart, which is indicative of Legos. We have Toy Master, who's just a spoiled brat. If anything, the connection there would be Toy Master and the fairy tales, the Legos, the dad's tie. Maybe he stole his dad's tie. I'm not exactly sure how this page fits into the Families category, but if you guys happen to know, please let me know in the comments below. I guess if it is supposed to be like this Toy Master toys thing, maybe they should add Dad Unit and Mommy, because then it could be like the whole family. And then Dad Unit and Reptile, that would make sense because even they go together. But I don't know right now, I'm a little confused. Let's just take a look at page 3. And speaking of Dad Unit and Mommy, there they are. We also have Galante Jr., Galante, and Violet. And then there's Sarah, who I'm not sure if she belongs to Dad Unit and Mommy. I guess she's supposed to be the daughter, but she's just a toy, isn't she? If anything, she belongs with Toy Master. This ragdoll may be adorable and cute, but don't underestimate her as a contestant. She's a do-it-yourself master that can create the most powerful attacks from something as simple as the wool ball. So she's obviously not part of the Violet Galante Jr. family, so I guess that makes her a part of the Dad Unit and Mommy family, which I definitely think Toy Master should be there. And I'm realizing this is all left to right, so it's Reptile, Little Red Fairy Cat, Toy Master, Mr. Scratch, Blockheart. Yeah, I'm still somewhat confused. Galante Jr., Galante Violet, that makes sense to me. Dad Unit Mommy, that makes sense to me. Page 1 made sense to me. Page 2, I'm just having a lot of trouble. So if you guys happen to know, please let me know in the comments below. And also, I'm curious to hear from all of you guys. What other monsters do you think should be added to the Families category? Do you think Jabeline, Haku, and Jakugan should be added? What about Mystery, Vampira, and Vampirium? Or what about the biggest family of all in the entire game, the Pandoff family? There are so many different variations of Pandoff. That definitely deserves to be a page of its own. Because right now, this book has a lot of legendary monsters. And we have a Team Wars involving families. There's only 2 epic monsters to choose from. There's only 1 epic monster to choose from. Scratch that. There's only 1, Rex, who I myself don't even have. And so where are all those Pandoffs? And not to mention, are you telling me there's no families in the rare category, the uncommon category, or the common category? They really need to add more diversity for younger players, for players just starting off, because if they're in a Families war, they're going to have no monsters to use. And so anyways, that is going to conclude part 2 of my first reaction to the library updates video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the whole thing, both part 1 and part 2, or if you saw one part, make sure to see the other part. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up that you can just click on and see that other part. But anyways, like always, be sure to share your thoughts with me in the comments below. What do you think about the new additions, the superheroes and families? What are other additions you think Social Point can implement? What do you think about the Evil Legions book? Because that, to me, it's still the most confusing book. Hydra shouldn't be there, TAIGA shouldn't be there. I am going to keep saying that until there's a change. But like I said, all in all, I hope you guys really enjoyed. I'm Ermysenigma. Remember to dream big and pursue your passions.